Tower of Babel. More than likely a ziggurat-type formation, which is like a step pyramid. But it was basically mankind's effort at establishing a world order over the earth. And so we have the unfinished pyramid, which represents a new world order. But the Bible says that which was is that which shall be. There is no new thing under the sun. The new world order is nothing more than the old world order reborn. Okay? Brought back to this earth. Now, so us fighting the new world order, thinking that if we just get up enough guys with guns, we'll be able to put down the new world order. I think you're wrong. In order to keep the new world order out of my home and out of my church, we fight it differently. We fight it with the Word of God. So you understand that going against what this pyramid represents is a spiritual battle, and it must be fought in the spiritual realm. We fight it with prayer, and we fight it with Bible reading. We fight it with Bible preaching, Bible proclamation, Bible believing. So here's another one of them, Proverbs chapter. I just saw this last week, Proverbs 30, verse 11. There is a generation that curseth their father and doth not bless their mother. That's number one. Number two, there is a generation that are pure in their own eyes, and yet is not washed from their filthiness. That's number two. Number three, there is a generation, oh how lofty are their eyes, and their eyelids are lifted up. Number four, there is a generation whose teeth are as swords, and their jaw teeth as knives, to devour the poor from off the earth, and the needy from among men. Notice he used the word generation. The word generation has the word gene in it. And the word gene, genetics, has everything to do with the meaning of the word generation, because of man and woman coming together and their genes joining together to create a new generation of offspring. So mom and dad, that's one generation. The child that's born of them is another generation. All right? In this case, we're dealing with a spiritual generation. Spiritual genetics. And so God, for your kingdom's sake, will you show us what the dream was and what the interpretation it is? Then God showed Daniel the secret. Okay? Guess what Nebuchadnezzar did with his astrologers and magicians and sorcerers and Chaldeans? Okay? Let's just say that they lost their job. Daniel chapter 2 verse 27, Daniel answered in the presence of the king and said, the secret which the king hath demanded cannot the wise men, the astrologers, the magicians, and the soothsayers show unto the king. Still four again. But there is a God in heaven that revealeth secrets, and maketh known to the king Nebuchadnezzar what shall be in the latter days. Thy dream and the visions of thy head upon thy bed are these. And he gives him four kingdoms. And it's that fourth kingdom that is represented by earth, air, fire, and water, the four sides of the pyramid. And that's why part of the Great Seal is a four-sided pyramid, because it represents the future coming of the fourth kingdom. Now, did the designers of the seal of the United States of America, were they aware of that? Did they know that? I don't know. I don't think they did, though. I think that a spirit that worketh in the children to disobedience inspired them to design that particular logo. Those spirits know what it means. It means the advent or the coming of the fourth kingdom, which is what this pyramid symbolizes. Earth, air, fire, and water. All right? In order to bring forth the new world order, you have to destroy the old world order. It has to be destroyed. It has to be toppled down, turned to powder, turned to absolute nothing. So, September 11th, 9/11. Read Revelation 9:11. I did a video called The Beast of 9/11. Okay? Go take a look at it. September 11th, 2001, the World Trade Towers, there was two of them, they were brought down and destroyed, turned to powder, literally turned to powder. They took and cleared that space and built a new tower in its place, the Freedom Tower. Here's a picture of the top spire that sits atop a building that's 1,776 feet tall. That's the date on the bottom of the Great Seal of the United States of America, 1776. Okay? Are you starting to see this here? They had to tear down the old towers to build a new one in its place. Yet before you can bring in the New World Order, you have to tear down the Old World Order. The New World Order, you see the design of the spire of this. A triangle pointing up, triangle pointing down. It represents the fourth kingdom. Earth, air, fire, and water, partly strong, partly broken, joining together to bring in the New World Order, which is 1,776 feet tall. Because right now, that fifth element is in prison. It's tied in chains, wrapped under darkness, waiting the day of judgment. The fifth element, my friends, is the beast and his kingdom. That's what it is. The fifth, if you notice, the four kingdoms, but the first kingdom was gold, Nebuchadnezzar. Second kingdom was silver. Third kingdom was brass. All alone, brass, and then silver, and then gold. The fourth kingdom was iron, but not just iron, and clay. Okay? There's another element there. And I won't get into it. But anyway, the fifth element is the beast, the Antichrist. All right?
And this is the Masonic building here on Worship Boulevard. If you've noticed, all these symbols, symbolic symbols.
Someone very profoundly once said, many years ago, that if fascism ever comes to America, it'll come in the name of liberalism.
I'm a nasty woman.
If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance.
And who are you, little fella? Come to show him where I am. Not nice.
Thought you couldn't hair press on nails because of all the active things you do? Recolored in 7 luscious hues. Just...
Our impulses are being redirected. We are living in an artificially induced state of consciousness that resembles sleep. These signals being sent through...
There is a war on for your mind. Our signal has reached more than 2 billion people. But the enemy is now aware of the fact that we've broken through and are moving to block us on every front. The only way you're going to be able to see our videos and articles is to visit Infowars.com itself and hand share the videos and articles to everyone you know. The signal is getting through and is exposing and defeating the globalist when we're able to get it through. But they're admittedly expanding their operations to suppress us, so only you can boost the signal. Only you can defeat the globalist. We're in this together. I salute you for your work, and I ask all of you to redouble your efforts.
There is a signal broadcast every second of every day through our television sets.
I'm just trying to warn you folks, the television is a giant LED weapon system. It's so advanced.
Shows it to him, comes right back, go one way and come back in the other and get in the air. His hometown, northwest of Belgrade. And tonight, their family, his family, is watching in the living room at home. And one of the great new technologies that we have here at ESPN is that we can look at you in your house through your TV.
You know what? You got a little courage. Stand up for yourself.
Waging war on corruption. It's Alex Jones coming to you live from the front lines of the info war.
We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order, a world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations. When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.
It is a big idea, a new world order, a world in which there is the very real prospect of a new world order.
After 1989, President Bush said, and it's a phrase that I often use myself, that we needed a new world order.
There is a chance for the President of the United States to use this disaster to carry out what his father, a phrase his father used, I think, only once, and hasn't been used since, and that is a new world order.
So that the problem of the Bush presidency will be the emergence of a new international order.
Within the next 4 years, we will see the emergence of a new international order.
The beginning of a new international order.
The pieces are in flux. Soon they will settle again. Before they do, let us reorder this world around us.
I think its task will be to develop an overall strategy for America in this period when really a new world order can be created. It's a great opportunity. It isn't just a crisis.
It's about the future of Europe and a new world order.
There's a need for a new world order, but it has different characteristics in different parts of the world.
But today, with Asia already outproducing Europe, India and China are clearly becoming part of our new order.
We are now facing a common challenge. And the challenge is how to build a world order for the first time in history on a global basis.
So, in conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, a new world is emerging. It is a new world order with significantly different and radically new challenges.
The affirmative task we have now is to actually create a new world order.
Good evening, everybody. President Obama and British Prime Minister Gordon today calling for a new world order to tackle our global economic crisis.
And the president outlined his vision of a new world order in which the US would participate fully.
We've got to give them a stake in creating the kind of world order that I think all of us would like to see.
So I see a world order in the future with a multipolar world order.
I think a new world order is emerging, and with it the foundations of a new and progressive era of international cooperation.
But in a globalized economy, we are going to have to take global responsibilities, and there is going to have to be some semblance of global governance.
Never before has a new world order had to be assembled from so many different perceptions or on so global a scale. Nor has any previous order had to combine the attributes of the historic balance of power system with global democratic opinion and the exploding technology of the contemporary period.
And I strongly believe India will be a central actor in the new world order.
There also exists an extraordinary opportunity to form for the first time in history a truly global society.
2009 is also the first year of global governance, with the establishment of the G20 in the middle of the financial crisis. The climate conference in Copenhagen is another step towards the global management of our planet.
New World Order is the headline in the Globe and Mail in Canada.
Is this global governance at last? Is it one world, the central bankers in charge? But aren't we all just living and dying for what the central banks do?
Of course we are. We are absolutely slaves to central banks.
Electrify your day with Secret 12. It's like lightning in a bottle. We all have days in which we just can't seem to perform at the level we'd like to. InfoWars Life Secret 12 is designed to naturally energize your body and mind with 2 great tasting and super high quality forms of vitamin B12. Proper vitamin and nutrient intake is essential to keep your body functioning at optimum levels. The reality is, it's hard to take in the proper amount of vitamins we need each day with our modern diets. Secret 12 by InfoWars Life is an easy way to naturally upgrade your vitamin B12 intake and support your body's natural systems. It pairs 2 forms of vitamin B12 into one explosive formula. Vitamin B12 supports healthy energy levels through red blood cell formation and aiding in the body's natural processes, but it also assists with many other functions of the body. Electrify your mind and body and take your health to the next level. Experience the power of Secret 12 at InfoWarsLife.com. That's InfoWarsLife.com.